What's up, guys? Hey, it's Rob, some guy named Rob, and Happy New Year. It's 2020 now, which by the time you watch this, it could be like 2024. That might not be very exciting to you. Like, oh yeah, it was 4 years ago, whatever. But here we are. It's been a while, so I hope you have your tea with you. I just made some tea, and I'm actually going to go run get some more tea. But this tea is a mix of green tea and a mix of um, Earl Grey. So, yeah. Mm. Organic green and non-organic Earl Grey because I like to live a little dangerously with a little touch of Colorado honey. Mm, mm, mm. Okay, so what's been happening? Life has been happening, and it's been happening fast because that's what happens to life. I've been trying to hit every Tuesday. Obviously, I haven't, but that's also part of the whole self-discipline thing. What are you lacking whenever it comes to self-discipline? Let's not talk about me and all mine. Let's talk about you. What are you lacking? Okay, I'm just messing around. We're all lacking something. Today, I'm thinking about religion. My wife and I have a conversation. When people read into the Bible, especially the Old Testament, you find that God did things and asked people to do things that were really strange, like kill a bunch of people or go into someone's land, kill everybody, and take that land. If someone were to do that today, people would say, "Well, that's crazy." Um, I think this happened 3,000 plus years ago. So I don't understand that because to me, whenever I think of Israel, I think, oh, okay, well, God's not talking about Israel, the land, the little strip of land on the Jordan. He's thinking Israel, his people. So why we keep fighting for a land, I don't know. I don't. But I think people are worth fighting for. I think if we took all the money that all the wars that we fought, the cost of all the wars that we fought, and we put that into people, put it into poverty, put it into hunger, starvation for kids, then we could decimate those things. But we don't because people want to fight over land. And it's a small piece of land. So I'm not a Bible theologian. I'm sure that there is a lot of great um, truth that's in there when it comes to why that strip of land is so important, and why God put his finger on that. But I really don't think that he put his finger on the land. I think he put his finger on the people, and he called those people. Whenever Jesus says, "Israel, Israel, how I've longed to gather you in my arms," I don't think he's talking about the dirt. I think he's talking about the people. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm not a theologian, but and I'm not arrogant enough to say that I'm right. I'm just I'm just arrogant enough to ask the question. So, musically, what's been going on? I've got a show coming. Actually, I got a ton of shows. You guys go to sgnrob.com. That's SGN, like some guy named ROBB.com. And and if you would, and of course, like and subscribe to this video, but if you would go there and enter in your email address, and if you do that, I will send you not one, not two, but three free songs. One of them is a Leonard Cohen cover. One of them is a what is it? Bob Dylan. Times Are Changing, and the other one is one of mine. So it's kind of a win-win. And why haven't you already done that? Why aren't we friends? Also, please follow me on Spotify. So I just got 1,000 people to follow me on Spotify. Yes, this is amazing. It's like the best thing. So now I want to hit 2,000. Let's see if we can keep going. All right. What else is going on? Donkey Kong. I'm going to tell you. I think when it comes to life, the thing that you have to keep at the forefront of your mind is that it's a finite amount of time. And if you're always thinking like that, you're always thinking, okay, uh, I can go and I can do this thing over here. It's going to cost me 2 weeks of my life, but it's going to yield me enough income to live off the next 6 months of my life. Well, then that's a good value. Whereas if you go over this direction, you say, well, this is going to cost me 6 months of my life, and I'm going to blow whatever I make on this in 2 weeks. If you only have a finite amount of time, then everything you do is going to be gauged by how expensive that time is. And your time is precious to you, so it is expensive. I've gone a tremendous amount of my life not really associating that. I mean, and believe me, I've always thought about the transience of life and the finite amount of time we have, but I've never equated that to money. Now, as a musician, what that means is that if you're doing something and you're trying, I know I'm skipping all over the place here, but bear with me. It's been a while since we talked. If you are a musician and you are trying to make a living playing music, then you need to do things that are going to set you up to where financially you're going to be able to be better off than you were the year before. If you take things in increments like years, 2020, let's say you're making $5,000 a year, and in 2021 you want to be making $10,000 a year. So two things are going to have to happen. One, you're going to either have to double the amount of shows you're playing, which is possible if you're not playing a lot of shows, or you're going to have to double the amount people are willing to pay you for those shows, which means you are going to have to bring your game, bring your A game. Can you do it? I like to think you can, actually. I like to think that you can. And here's why, because I've done it. And the trick, if you can call it a trick, one is tenacity. You have to continue to do it. Continue to, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. If you want the oil, you need to be the squeaky wheel. You need to be the one who's out there uh, putting on the very best show that you can, interacting with the audience, not expecting them to just worship you, because that's not real life. In real life, you get to know people and you get to see the things they like, and you get to watch their kids grow up over set amount of time. All right, so good. Mm. All right, no, it wasn't too hot this time. It didn't burn me. It doesn't have to be a musician, but if you want to double your income, then you need to work harder or you need to work smarter. Those are the only two ways to do it. I guess you could win the lottery, but I don't play the lottery. I take that back. Occasionally, my wife will call me up and she'll be like, "Hey, it's $10, and me and the nurses are going to go and put this, and we're going to do that, and it's if we get it back, it's like $20 billion." I'm like, "All right, yeah, spend $10 on that." But we don't. Every time we go to a grocery store or to a place that sells those, I don't even know, but we don't. We just that's not how we roll. I always consider it a tax on the poor, and I figure the poor are taxed enough, so there's no sense in adding to it. I'm gonna keep this under 8 minutes. Thank you guys for following me on Spotify. Thank you for following me on here. Ring the bell if you want to come. If you want to come on to the party every time I get one of these and throw them up here. I am gonna try to do it religiously in 2020, every Tuesday. Um, be the very best you can be. Remember what I've said in the past, and I didn't make this up, but I heard it. And I loved it. The only musician you have to be better than is the one you were yesterday. All right. For that matter, the only person that you have to be better than is the one that you were yesterday. And if you can do that, if I can do that, if we can do that, it's going to be all right. All right. God bless you, my friends. I'll see you soon. Thanks.